Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, Saffron is back with us. Uh, Welcome, Saffron.
Namaste, Meenaji. I hope you are doing well and looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Saffron, I wasn't too well last 2 days, so
Oh,
Jaydev's been taking over from me. There was a very good interview by him with Gems of Bollywood yesterday, and
oh,
Sanjeev, yes. So
I
that was a
see.
very good interview, which revealed a lot about what's happening. So today I'm a little better, so I'm back on the
I'm
platform.
glad. I wish you get a speedy recovery,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
you don't look like you are under the weather to me. You know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the first, before we dive into the news, Saffron, the first thing I want to tell you is look at the hypocrisy of Bollywood. Okay, RRR movie. Now, what they're saying on and what's trending on the social media is it's official collections worldwide on day one, 223 crore cross. Now, see here, I just want to tell a little bit of a background. See when these people realize that Bollywood is becoming bankrupt, the people who went down south, there were photos of Sajid Nadiadwala, Hrithik Roshan, and some others. So they had decided that now that their factory is closed, now they have to make money through some other factory, you know. So now this, whatever they are spreading on social media, seems to
Mhm.
be a big case of money laundering, you know. So because for a fact, whatever scenes I saw, they looked all absolutely stupid, you know. And on top of that, they have someone like Alia Bhatt who can't act for nuts, you know. So
I think, ma'am, it is absolutely a total milibhagat of all of these players
yeah,
in the cinema world, because now they have realized the way you are seeing people from Bollywood, squandering for all opportunities all over India, whether it's Mollywood, Tollywood, everywhere in the southern India, they are investing into film. The other day, I saw an Instagram post by Karan Johar where he is introducing his film Hridayam, which I think is a remake of a Malayali film, and that in itself gives a clear indication that these people are rattled, and they know that masses have seen through their, at least most of them have started seeing through their shenanigans,
yeah.
and it's only a matter of time before they will be exposed to more number of people by the day, if not by the hour.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to the breaking news is that see, Nitesh Rane has said something very, very, explosive. What he has said is that Disha Salian was murdered and he will soon give the proof to CBI in a pen drive. And this was said in the Maharashtra Assembly. Now, who is Nitesh Rane? He is the son of Union Minister Narayan Rane. And this declaration was made on Thursday in the Maharashtra Assembly. And he said that he has the pen drive. I have a pen drive and it has proof that Disha Salian was murdered. We will
Right.
give her justice. Meanwhile, the parents of the late actor Sushant Singh Rajput's former manager Disha wrote to President Ramnath Kovind on Friday seeking action against Narayan Rane and his son for allegedly maligning their late daughter. What they are saying is our life has gone haywire and becomes miserable because of our daughter's death. And after that, this blatant falsehood spread by Rane and others. Even after registration of offense, Rane and his son have not stopped maligning our name. It seems we will not get justice till we are still alive, as their right to spread falsehood is more important than our fundamental right to life, right to privacy, and live, with dignity, said Vasanti Salia. We therefore request you to issue directions to the concerned authorities to make appropriate steps so that the justice is done. Otherwise, we'll be left with no other alternate but to end our lives. Now, see, one thing, when this was done, the interview was done with the parents, it was done in front of the mayor of Mumbai. Now, that itself shows what is the, what is hidden in Mahavikas Agadi's intention. I mean, why would you send an official of yours, and that also mayor, to a house to make sure that Disha Salian's mother is speaking what they want to speak? So it means that she's speaking under duress.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Because as far as I remember, there has never been a moment where I felt that Disha Salian's family was wanting justice for the brutal rape and murder of their daughter. They have always maintained that हमारी बेटी चली गई है, हमें शांति से जीने दो, we don't want to take any action. Initially, for a long time, people did give them a benefit of doubt that, like, they are under tremendous pressure, which could be a possibility that they might be. But the way they are trying to sabotage other people seeking justice for their daughter, it is completely appalling to me, to no limits. Because एक तो अगर हमारे परिवार में किसी की डेथ हुई, अगर ऐसे किसी तरीके से मर्डर होता है, तो हम लोग आगे से जाते हैं. वी आर द वंस हु होल्ड द बटन, and we are the ones who want justice for our departed souls more than anyone else. But here, what you are seeing is that, like, it's a completely 360-degree scenario. Here, people who are nowhere related to Disha, nowhere related to Sushant in personal capacity, they seem to be more passionate, more serious, more emotional about getting justice for the departed souls. And that's why this thing has gone beyond the boundaries for me personally. I will speak for myself, not for others. I think that, like, for me, it has gone beyond the boundaries. Now I don't get affected with what these families of SSR and Disha is saying,
Yeah.
because to me they hold no value. They were never serious about getting justice for their own departed ones. And I think it's up to us. We are the ones who have to bite the bullet and move forward and keep asking the tough questions. And as
Yeah.
far as Nitesh Rane's video is concerned, I think that I would not give clean chit to him, because there is definitely, I won't say that he does not have the evidence. If he's saying that openly, probably he does have the evidence. My question to Nitesh Rane would be, why did he take 2 years to come out with this information? Why now, when Shiv Sena is troubling Rane family, is the time for Rane family to come out and say openly about Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian? Why now? Why haven't
Also,
they been? Yes.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, the fact that, see, what he's been saying, see, it's very interesting because I couldn't understand much of Marathi, but from what I could put together is that what he was saying was that, why was the watchman removed in the last, the one who was there when it happened, and then why were the pages of the entries, in the watchman's book torn off? Okay, then of course we also know why was the body so far away from the building. If she had been committed suicide or she had been pushed down, it would have been exactly under that floor. So the body was far away. It was nude. That this is all the information that we got. And then see, somebody said that there was not so much blood around. So what happened? How did the girl die? And then apparently the watchman had also said that, see, the boyfriend had come and put the girl in the dead body in the car and taken off, and then there was nobody in the flat for some time. So where did that boy take the dead body? And why was the postmortem also saying that she was abused sexually? So there are so many things that are coming out. So well, if the parents are really sincere, they need to find out who are the ones who actually killed and sort of harmed their daughter. That is one thing very important. Second thing is, again, as you say, they may be under someone's this thing, blackmail also. Then also the fact that, see, just as you said, it took them 2 years to come out. One thing is, I don't trust any politician. Only one or two may be good. All other politicians only play by the election book. It is all what you say, kissa kursika. So whoever will get it will jump and say whatever they want at that time. Other than that, they don't have any humane feelings. They don't care to damn about anybody. So this is another case of that. And another thing I wanted to tell you, Saffron, is that I got a call today. I won't mention who it was, but the person had called me specifically to say that The SSR movement is tomorrow, so please join us in the movement. Okay. Now, that is a global movement. From what I know, Saffron, the movement is being organized by Varun Kapoor, by this one Smita Parik and Nilot Pal, the same group, you know, who we do not trust. And they are the ones who are pushing this campaign. So I cannot stand with this group because I do not believe in what they are doing. They are exactly the opposite of what we are trying to achieve, which is justice for SSR. So I told them very clearly that I will not join this movement and risk my reputation for this. You know, we take ages to build our reputation, brick by brick. We do things to prove that we are reliable. Let not this sort of thing derail, what we have achieved. And we all know how SSR died, and we all know who are the people behind it. So please do not whitewash it by crocodile tears and whatsoever.
Ma'am, I think I wouldn't have put it any differently or perfectly than you did. Obviously, there has been a lot of mudslinging in this campaign and a lot of fights, but I think you took a good step to openly come out and put your stand. Even though it is against the family, I'm not saying against SSR family, but against the sisters of SSR, who, according to us, haven't been proactively seeking justice for their own brother. And
Absolutely.
definitely, wherever, like, Smita Parik is there, I would like to stay on the opposite side of
Yeah,
hers. So, regardless of whosoever else is with her.
yeah,
So yeah, I think your I don't know who called you, but I
yeah,
think whosoever it was, I think you gave a perfect response.
yeah.
That person.
Okay. Now, moving on to another piece of news is that director Vivek Agnihotri's Kashmir Files, which has been doing extremely well, it has crossed the 200 crore mark. Now, uh, uh, Akshay Kumar comes and says that, see, it's a different thing that it has, the Kashmir Files has come like a huge wave in the country that shook all of us. It's a different thing that it has also sabotaged my film, which is what I forget his film. Even that is not
Bachchan
important
Pandey.
for us.
Bachchan
So,
Pandey.
Bachchan something, Bachchan Pandey, yeah. So he says that it has even sabotaged his film. Now, to tell you the truth, Akshay, it is not Bachchan Pandey. It is all the films rolled together. You never made even one successful film, and all this hypocrisy of of trying to be an army man or a soldier or an army man or any hero or a police officer, you've never come across as a real person. Okay. And the kind of activity that you do behind stages and on movies is absolutely opposite. So we have stopped trusting you. So even if you expect to get the kind of money that Kashmir Files has brought in, it's going to be impossible.
Uh, Ma'am, I would like to take a step back and uh, talk about something that you were saying before you mentioned that you got a call
Yeah,
from someone. I think as far as Nitesh Rane's thing is concerned, you were right on the money when you said that it's kissa kursi ka, because there were many awakened souls in our viewers section who said that BMC elections are approaching, and that is one of the very critical points. Look at the timing of things that are coming out in the
absolutely.
mainstream media. you know
Yeah,
we as YouTubers have been talking about all of these things, that why the body was so far from the building or outside the compound wall, why the postmortem was not done, and all of these things. But the timing at which you are seeing all of these questions being raised in mainstream media, it gives us a dead giveaway that there is an ulterior motive. Now we don't know unless the agencies come out with the response. It can be a passing phase. It can be a passing phase, just like it has been, unfortunately, for the 2 years, right? I mean, like, despite all those things, we have been raising our voices. The Canadian Kumar, the guy that you've been talking about, he himself came out a lot earlier when he saw the backlash. He was like, looking so fake in that small video he came out with, where he was saying that, sorry, there are some bad people in Bollywood, there is drugs and this thing, but all these bad things happen in all spheres, in all professions. Just like in every other profession, there are bad people in Bollywood as well. But definitely, he also had his ulterior motives. He had his movies coming in. He had Lakshmi Bomb, which got flop. He had Bell Bottom, which became another flop, and few other movies. I think, were there any? I don't know, because I didn't keep a track of it. But I was looking towards his movies, so that, like, I wanted to see how badly they fail, and all of them, like, in all of the movies, he fell on his face. And
Yeah.
now Bachchan Pandey. So you see that, like, this cabal, now they are being forced to accept that there were atrocities that happened on Kashmiri Pandits. For a long time, people were not able to voice their opinion on mainstream media. A certain section was not able to voice their opinion, except for one or two channels. All of the other channels were busy in pushing their own propaganda and agenda. And that is exactly why you are saying that, even about RRR, you told me that, like, it cost 223 crores, right? Obviously, it is going to be, their inflated numbers are going to be put out, right? When they release some movie in China, even if it is flop, they make it look like it's a hit movie. It earned 2000 crores, like
Yeah.
Dangal earned
Yeah.
1000 crores or
Yeah.
2000 crores.
As though the people in China are not interested in anything except our movies.
Absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. So these are the kind of things that we are seeing on a consistent basis, and I mean, like, it is disheartening to see that, like, some SSRians and justice seekers are also losing hope by the day. I just saw one comment from NR Srinivasan saying that, seriously, I have lost faith
Yeah.
and I don't think justice will be done. Not pessimistic, but realist. And there are few other people who are thinking that, please don't keep attacking Sosh family. None of us have the right to do so. It is very easy to talk and attack, but unimaginable to deal with real life situation. Like I said, Minaji, we are going to face heat for our opinions, but that doesn't shy us from talking about the truth. And the truth, प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की जरूरत नहीं होती है. We cannot keep giving clean shit to people for this long. Even if they are part of the family, we cannot. We cannot say
No,
that they are
see,
under.
the simple truth is that, Saffron, we asked the same person who called that why Priyanka, they all called Didi, why Priyanka Didi did not come on our channel. She can also ask us, Meena, can you also, support us in this movement? The way she asked him and others. But she didn't, because Smita Parekh will never dare to do that. Nor
Oh,
Nilot
yeah.
Pal, because they go bad mouthing everybody in social media. You know, that is their job.
Absolutely, Meenaji, they work as a syndicate, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have been managed to taken control of any other YouTubers
Yeah.
directly or indirectly. You know, so I think it's a very slippery slope if you are connected directly or indirectly with Smita Parekh. So whosoever
See,
those
one
people
thing we
are,
should all bear in mind, Saffron, is that, see, when you're truly passionate about what you do and you do it without any self interest in it, that mission bears fruit. When you do something with vested interest and when money is paid to you in huge amounts, then that doesn't bear fruit. So this is something they have to know, because money is the root to all evil. I'm saying that money is essential. It is essential, but not to the extent that, see, you sacrifice all your principles.
absolutely, ma'am. And that was one of the reasons why I always consciously made sure that, like, while raising voice for Sushant, I personally made sure that, like, I was not having any kind of monetary gains in this campaign, and I made it very clear right from day one. And yes, I have said things which have irked a lot of people and still continue to irk. I can see it in the comment section. We are getting some heat, but that doesn't deter us from speaking about the truth, because I will again say, प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. You can't defend the indefensible. And we are going
Absolutely.
to ask tough questions. We have asked so many times. We have given proof of Smita Parekh saying so many things about Sushant, about the way he was dragged from stairs while getting killed.
Yeah.
There are audios all over internet.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't have the proof, they can reach out to me. I will give it to them. Why hasn't there been a clarification from SSR sister on this? I have tagged her on Twitter. I have asked her, humbly, I have asked her, why is Ujjwal Trivedi giving footage to all of these people? We have asked these questions time and again, but there is no answer on it. क्यों नहीं देते जवाब? क्यों नहीं देती है फैमिली जवाब? क्या फैमिली को स्मिता पारेख ने कंट्रोल किया है? मुझे तो नहीं लगता कंट्रोल किया है. वो लोग साथ में काम कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just feel for no one in SSR family except their dad. SSR के जो पिताजी है, उनके लिए ही मेरे पास सहानुभूति है, और उनके लिए अभी हम लड़ते रहेंगे. बाकी तो जस्टिस जब मिलना है मिलेगा. जस्टिस यूट्यूब या फिर ट्विटर पे नहीं मिलेगा, कोर्ट में मिलेगा, which is outside of our purview. But we can only hope that the judicial process will keep rolling, and the agencies will come out with some measurable update, and that's how we will get it. And in the process, people like Meena ji, myself, and few others might face heat. I don't know, ma'am. I haven't been following the, other people in the campaign, so I don't know if people are saying the things flat out like we are. But I doubt people are saying it.
Yeah. Rajesh, in fact, this is the question that everybody should be asking. Why is Priyanka Singh not going to Supreme Court? This is the only thing that lady needs to do instead of requesting people all over the world to come and join the protest. This is what you need to do, madam. Okay?
I think
And
they need to
please,
stop worrying about. They need to stop worrying about plant for Sushant and
yeah,
Sushant Day and all
yeah,
these things.
candles
Let
and
us not mock a
cards
departed
and
soul.
everything.
Yeah, let us not mock a departed soul. Uh, let us not further hurt his soul. It's been 2 years. Let us get serious about the campaign, and let's demand the real things from the agencies. Let's demand justice from the judiciary, and let us not stay into money minting business over a dead
Interesting,
man.
Mystic says some reliable source said that Disha's last call was to Ankita. Uh, Mystic, most probably, it could be true. See, also, don't forget the fact that she was in the house of a very top producer who is very close to the top minister in the present government. So everybody knows exactly what happened that night. And what happened the next day was a repercussion of what happened at the birthday party of this producer. And all these starlets, these television, actresses are all a part of it. The Rashmi Desai or whoever, they all know what happened. Even this Disha's boyfriend knows what has happened. But because of this lalach for money, for more serials, they sacrificed a young girl. Nothing ever, you'll have nightmares at night because you did this. Don't think you can live a happy life in a multi-millionaire house after destroying innocent souls like this. So, Mystic, I'm sure something, if you feel this is it, it could be most probably true. But the thing is that, see, all these people are not going to live cozy lives, because they will always have blood on their hands, whoever is part of it. It's like Macbeth's wife, she never had a life after the murder of her husband. So this is happening even in present day.
Ma'am, I was seeing comments today. Today, I have been like, also consciously reading some comments. Usually, I don't like, I'm always focused on things that you are saying. And I saw a very interesting comment by this viewer called Tom Jerry. This person says, yes, not sure what the taglines and trending SSR is doing to get him justice for him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's a very right
Yeah.
thing they have asked. Is it because people are bored of trending justice for Sushant Singh Rajput on a daily basis? What's stopping them? Or people say that no, we are going to use that hashtag also and a trending line tagline as well. Why you want multiple taglines? Why are you dividing justice seekers? Okay, we cannot share screens with certain people due to our differences, that is understood. But if you are saying that you are also here standing for justice for SSR, then we should have only one tagline,
Yeah.
which is justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. When you have tagline for every day, now SSR sister has also
Jump the
gotten
bandwagon.
associated with the cabal for the tagline business. Now people will again say that she must be under pressure to use the taglines, right?
See,
Go. Yeah.
Saffron, if you look at the history of it, see, it's a long time back, a few people who were really serious about this movement. I remember those girls, see, they were in the movement. I had written some articles, all of them, and then they were seriously interested. They asked me for help. I also helped them. Then what happened was these people, people like Nilot Pal and Smita Parak and all they could sense, like a tiger senses the smell of blood. They could sense that they could make something out of this, and that's how they joined it. And then Nilotpal completely took over the tagline, okay, and he made his own database of all the people, because of his ambitious political, God knows who's going to even vote for him, okay. And then his whole life was about photo ops with this one and that one and Samir Wankade and everybody to show that he's so famous and so likable, and then what happened was elimination game started, eliminate all the YouTubers who are against you, start attacking them, put them in jail, then that movement started. And then when half of them were cut off, now what to do with the rest, so now we need to bring in the family to convince others. So they brought in the family who had already joined hands with them, you know and then what happened was anybody who speaks against the sisters were then ostracized and said that these are the biggest Deshdrahis and anti SSRians. Now in the midst of all this, there were some people who didn't care two hoots. Okay, it was just like they were flies, so we didn't even bother to swat them away because they weren't important. So these were the only ones who existed, and they couldn't do a damn about it because see, Saffron, how it is. When you start saying lies, you forget your earlier lies, and then you will say something else. And that's when you're caught, And these people were caught and exposed as you did many times. You made a zoo of them, and you revealed everything through your, tweets. So being exposed completely, then they started going into hiding, and then they started projecting the sisters. Now the sisters were acting as if they were very gullible innocent people who needed help from others, when they are actually very qualified lawyers and whatever in America and all that. And see, when they appeared helpless, it was as if Nilot Pal was the knight in armor, and Smita Parik was also one like that. And then of course you had those handful of people like Varun and Ujjwal Trivedi who gave them the venue to appear, But nobody was taking this because ultimately, and viewers, this is my message to all of you. Ultimately, SSR's soul is watching you. SSR's soul is analyzing each and every one working, whether it's on his behalf or against him. So you're not going to go scot free. That's 100%. How karma will hit you is a different game. Okay, so that's how we have now come to this conclusion And tomorrow's, let me tell you very clearly, tomorrow's movement is not by people in the interest of SSR. It is in the interest of people like Nilotpal, Smita Parekh, Varun, and people like Ujwal. And now I think Sandeep Phogat has also joined the bandwagon. Okay, so all these people are there.
Well, all I can say is that universe has its interesting way of correcting things, and I believe in only a permanent hashtag, which is justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. Anybody else doing anything, I have nothing to do with it. I haven't been following them, so I don't know, and I won't, because I know what I have to do, and which is call spade a spade, even if it hurts you, even if it incurs a lot of hate. I have people who sent me DMs when I questioned Priyanka, that Saffron Bhai, hats off to you for saying these things on a live TV, because we don't have the courage to say it. So it's okay if I'm getting abused, if I'm getting attacked due to these things. I will take it, because I have seen much worse. I have seen people like Nilotpal, Mrinal threatening to kill and hang my entire family. So this is whatever these trolls are going to say next. It is like, not going to affect me a bit. So yeah, here we are after all those attacks and things. We
Yeah,
are still
here,
here.
yeah, very important point from Karthik as well. Karthik says, look at Nitin Kukreja and Rabia Khan and learn to fight for justice like them. Now, here I would like to tell the sisters, don't think we are only fighting for justice for SSR. Nidhi and Rabia Khan are in regular contact with me. And the latest that I heard from Nidhi is that look at the courts, how they are functioning. The courts have said that they have pushed the case to April. They don't care a damn about Janvi Kukreja's murder. Similarly, Rabia Khan is also saying that she would be soon in India. So they're constantly in touch with us. We are fighting for them. They don't trust these sisters or anybody. They don't go there. They come to us. Why? Because we are a bold voice. We are telling you the truth. And if I have made a mistake, I will apologize to you in open. Please don't think we have double faces. So this is very important. And one thing I must tell you, viewers, Saffron, you are also a part of it almost every Saturday, and sometimes you come on an extra day as well. We're a part of it. Is that somehow some things in the universe are churning in such a manner that the truth will be revealed soon. You look at the way Anil Deshmukh, Paramveer Singh, Vaze, okay, and now all the people in the Mahavikas Agadi are being caught in money laundering cases, okay, in real estate, scams, and also the fact that there are proofs of what
And
is happening in the SSR case.
yesterday that Sridhar Madhav Patankar, who is brother-in-law of Uddhav Thackeray,
Yeah.
so ED has he's under ED's
Yes.
clutches,
Yes.
and there has been lot of a war going on between MVA and BJP government due to
Yeah.
ED clutching their claws on all of these members and
Yeah.
family members of the MVA government officials.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, Mohit has told me that he will come soon. And just now, I just saw him on social media. He has said that he is the Abhimanyu of Kali Yug's Mahabharat, wherein he will get out of the Chakravyuha and come safe. So even if they think that what happened recently, I don't know whether Saffron, you're aware of it. The Mahavikas Agadi sent their people, the BMC people, to check his residence and see whether he had anything illegal, illegally built the house. So he has 4 floors. So he said, let them go and test each floor and see what is happening. So their modus of operandi is whenever they want to take any revenge, they'll go to your house and tell you that this is an illegal path. I'm going to take a bulldozer and demolish it, which is what they did to whether it was with Kangana, or with anybody else. So it's happening with Mohit. Now, this is what Mohit said just before I came on this channel. He said that I'm the modern day Kali Yuga Abhimanyu, and he'll come. So, friends, you can just bank on him. He should be coming within a few days on our channel to tell us exactly what's happening. So, it is true that, just like, when Krishna is watching, Lord Krishna is watching, everything will get churned in such a way that ultimately the truth will prevail, and all these, what do you call these adharmis, you know, they will all be caught in their own web. You could be a sister, you could be a brother, you could be a PR, you could be all these modern whatever you are. You will be also caught in the web and suffer for that.
Well, given the modern day Abhimanyu terminology that Mohit Bhai is proclaiming himself to be, I hope he's the kind of Abhimanyu who, disrupts this Chakravyu and comes out of it as a winner, unlike the one who got perished due to the conspiracies of Kauravas.
Yeah.
So I really hope that, you will have a fruitful session with Mohit Bhai, and hats off to him for voicing for justice for Disha Salian and Sushant Singh Rajput on social media.
Yeah. All About Piano says SSR is watching you, me, and everyone. Yes, that's a fact. Don't forget that he was one of the most intelligent souls in Bollywood. That's why he could not be tolerated. He was doing so many things and they could not. You see, you have very mediocres like Alia Bhatt or Varun Dhawan, who don't even know what's happening in the world. You ask them, how is the earth turning? They'll say, oh, does the earth turn? I thought it was flat, you know. So that's the kind of philosophy most people in Bollywood have. So it is, such a man could not exist because of pure envy that, a kind and, a fresh soul who could act well and do whatever he could in his best, could survive. And also the fact that, see, however close you are, if you have greed for money, brother or father or nobody matters.
Absolutely, because I can, if I have to put two and two together, looking at the situation and things are happening in campaign, I could be well within my rights to have my opinion, right?
Yeah,
You may not like it, you don't have to agree to it,
yeah,
but you cannot stop me from voicing my opinion.
yeah,
Nobody has, and why should anybody stop the other person from voicing their opinion?
yeah.
And people are
Also, bear
going
in
to have
mind,
their.
yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
No, no, please continue.
No, I was saying that you said right. If people, if there is greed for money, if there is greed for making money, then whatever limit you go to, relations won't matter at that point. You know. So it is completely beyond the grasp of my logic that why the SSR sister does not answer these questions, which has been asked to her time and again by so many people on YouTube, on social media. Why she goes on certain channels, why she requesting support from certain channels when you were the one who took the initiative to approach her and invited her to your platform so that she could put her side of the things. Why isn't she coming? She's
Here,
under no obligation.
let me tell
Yeah.
you one more thing, Saffron. See, this is something I've not said. Okay. Earlier, when Republic called Smita Parekh, this was the time when everybody thought Smita Parekh was this angelic person, trying to support and, SSR. So at that time, we were in contact, and I told her, why don't you come in our channel? You know.
Mhm.
So she kept saying that, see, uh, no, no, I'm busy, I'm busy. She never came.
Mhm.
She never came. So that itself, now, when you say that Priyanka also didn't come, that means there's something. Now, here also, see, one thing we have to bear in mind, Saffron, is that when this person who called me today to say that I should support our channel, I'm not talking about I because it's not me, it's our channel with all the, intelligent viewers who are with us all the time, that we should support tomorrow's movement. That itself shows that the person who approached me has been contacted by Priyanka Didi or somebody else, to get Meena, Candid Meena, on board. And why do they want us on board? They want endorsements. They cannot get endorsements from us unless they prove that the people who are standing for SSR are truthful ones. So if we are not standing with them, viewers, please understand, we sense something terribly wrong. You know, even a handful of people fighting for Sushant in the right way will get you justice. You don't need candles and butterflies and all these paraphernalia to get you justice. You can do the same thing in a forceful way, the way we are doing it. You know. So please put two and two together and understand who are the people behind this movement and why are they so desperate to get endorsement.
Is there any particular reason that tomorrow has been chosen? Is there any particular
No
reason
idea.
for March
I
27th?
didn't even know till I got this call.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I see. Wow.
And then I realized, then I saw this person is, motivating people from London and California and all that, Then I realized that this is all a big part of their game. So,
I see. I think, ma'am, we will just focus on asking the tough questions. I
absolutely.
think, yeah, it's not going to be an easy path. The path towards the truth is never easy, and there are no victories at bargained prices, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we have bigger problems to worry about. We have to worry about the things that the agencies are quiet. We have to worry about the things that people like Ishkaran did U-turn after getting all of the evidences. We have to worry about the fact that the 2 minutes noodles, Mr. Swami, he also took a U-turn and ended up joining hands with the same cabal that he portrayed he was fighting against them, right?
And don't
So,
remember, a
yeah.
channel like PR Gurus said that Aditya Thackeray is a gentleman.
Oh God. I mean, that's the new low hit by that channel. So, I think, ma'am, we should stick to our important questions, which is like, why is Nitesh Rane taking so long to come out with the evidence?
Yeah.
And now, okay, fine. If he has evidence, when is he going to give the evidence? He's saying very soon. What is he taking? Why is he keeping that evidence with him? What is he waiting for? Is he waiting for MVA government to make a move and then he will submit the evidence? Or is he waiting for MVA officials to contact him and make a deal, backdoor deal?
Here,
What are they waiting for? It's
here
been
my
2 years.
question. Here my question is to the Prime Minister. Now, Nitesh Rane and his father are a part of BJP, which is the ruling party. Okay. I want to ask the Prime Minister how, when somebody is saying that he has valid proof of the rape and murder of Disha on a pen drive, is not caught by the CBI and the proof taken so that we can end the case, and get conclusions as to what happened to SSR, Disha, and so many others. So, why is the leader of the party keeping quiet when one of his people is openly saying that he has got this? Okay, it is the duty of the Prime Minister to call Nitesh Rane and his father and say that this proof is in my hand now. A copy of it will go to CBI and let the case be solved. Fast track it. Okay, this is what I would do if I was the Prime Minister.
And the taciturn silence of our Prime Minister is very baffling. You know, ma'am, this is one of the biggest reasons why I like to come on your channel, is because I can express my views freely. You never tell me that, like, don't say this or don't say that. You always support me in my views, or even if you disagree with my views, you always tell me that you can say whatever you want,
Yeah,
so long as you are not like using any abusive
yeah,
language, right?
absolutely.
And that's the one thing. Here is a channel where we even question the Prime Minister of India if we think that something is wrong. If you guys can prove that we are saying something wrong, and if you prove it, we are ready to apologize for that if we stand corrected.
Yeah,
But we are not going to toe your line just because it serves your agenda
yeah,
of earning money, fame, or running your channels in the name of SSR.
yeah.
So I
Nisha,
think,
you
yeah,
say that maybe the pen drive is the only one that he has. If he hands over that, nothing could happen to him. No, he can keep copies of it and he can give it to several people to keep it, with them for
yes.
safety. So that's not Nisha. That I think he would have managed very well.
Nisha ji,
But the thing is that,
we aren't living in the 90s where, like,
yeah,
we used to use one floppy disk and it was very
yeah,
hard to make a copy.
exactly. And also the fact is that, see, it is unlawful when you have proof, not to give it to the you know, lawful authorities, because how are they going to solve the case if they don't get it? You know, so these are things that will only strengthen the hands of the federal agencies.
And there is one interesting comment by Shilpa Murdeshwar saying that we brag about India being good and Hindu culture being this and that, but most crooked people are Hindus. And sorry to say that, but that's the truth. No, I would like to correct you, Miss Shilpa Murdeshwar. Those are not Hindus. Those are just deracinated bunch of blokes who are cut from their roots, who have no idea, and they
Yeah,
are facing terrible identity crisis, and they have been raised to be ashamed of
yeah,
all the
their
things.
culture.
Yes, they have been raised to think that chicken tikka masala is not cool, but liking a pizza is better.
Yeah,
They have been they have been brainwashed to think that like going to the temple is not cool, but singing some verses from Bible is cool. They have been brainwashed to say that you cannot listen to Hindi music, classical music is uncool. Pop music and alternative rock is cool. Speaking in Hindi is
Saffron, there was a time when I was in college that I was very westernized, and anything Western would mean that, see, we are, in line with our peers, you know, and we were, since I was in Iraq, we weren't going to the temple, or a lot of things that we did very differently. I studied in a Christian school, so we were learning about the Bible and all. It's only much later that I learned to undo and unlearn everything that I had learned, you know. And I realized that, see, how much harm the system had done to us, And India, if you're talking about our institutions, whether it's schools or colleges or anything, see, the first thing that should be taught is Sanskrit. Second thing is Bhagavad Gita. These things have to be compulsory subjects. Otherwise, there's no point in calling India India. You know, see, if I don't know the Bhagavad Gita, which is actually a spiritual guide for any man, living in this planet, because it is timeless. Any problem can be solved if you read that. So why can't we? I mean, when you are learning the Bible and you're learning the Quran and all that, why can't we learn the Bhagavad Gita, which is a part of India? And the best thing, Saffron, that's happened is that after Yogi Ji came to power, is that all madrasas will have to sing the national anthem every morning.
right. That's a very good law that has been imposed. And I have also heard that uniform civil code has been passed, has been
Yes,
implemented
Uttarakhand.
in Uttarakhand.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
वहां पे उत्तराखंड पे नींव रख दी गई है यूनिफॉर्म
absolutely.
सिविल कोड की. सो एक राष्ट्र एक कानून. I think it's a very good thing that has happened, and I believe that, like, it should be applied all over the India, so that we can paint the entire country with only one color,
Yeah,
right? Even so, that will truly signify unity in
yeah,
diversity.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Nisha
not
is saying,
against that.
yeah. Nisha is saying,
I'm not.
no, what I meant is they can negate all that there is there on the pen drive, and then he has nothing else. Right now, they don't know. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's a point well taken. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Now, moving on to smaller points which can, sort of amuse our readers, is that Shah Rukh Khan has put his latest picture, uh, which they say is spreading like wildfire on the internet. Now his, his what you call 8 pack or whatever packs he has, on his body for the latest movie, and he says, the language is, I am SRK, bas har hafte ek aisa pic dal diyo karo. मेरी जिम मोटिवेशन कभी खत्म नहीं होगी, so he's trying to show. And then, I was just taking a closer look at it, Saffron, and I found that, see, he's putting makeup, where the where the pack should be. He's actually put dark makeup, to show that he has a pack here and a pack there. So I felt like going and saying that, let's rub it off and let's see how many packs you have.
Ma'am, I think they also morph their photographs and
Yeah,
apply a lot of filters to make themselves look larger than life. And but I think age has caught up
yeah,
for Mr. Khan, and I think it's beyond. I think it's it's been a long time now that, like, that he has fooled people, but not anymore. Like,
yeah,
people have seen through the activities that go in Bollywood. People have seen through his selective silence on certain things while coming out for intolerance, India being intolerant, and showing his real character in Wankhede Stadium. Right. So I think that, like, these things are coming out, and like I said before, universe has its very interesting way of correcting things in this world. And ma'am, I would like to just take a step back and go back to the point where you said that Bhagavad Gita must be, part of the curriculum. Uh, I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know if I would be, like, vouching towards it being becoming mandatory. However, my point is that something that really needs to be made mandatory is at least 1 year of military training
yeah,
to every
100%.
citizen.
Yes,
And NCC, getting admitted into NCC, physical fitness, and all these things, they should be made mandatory,
yes,
regardless whether you make Bhagavad Gita mandatory or not. I don't know. I'm like, it's okay, it's a good decision. If it happens, that's well and good. But I think giving serving your nation in capacity or in armed forces for at least 1 year, that should be made mandatory, regardless whether
very,
it's a girl, boy, transgender,
absolutely. It's
whoever
a
it
very
is,
good point.
non-binary person.
Yeah, very good point that you make. Yeah. Also, see, another small piece of news is that it seems that, Kritik Roshan and Sabah Azad, now they're in a relationship, and in Instagram you see that each one is, kichikuing with each other,
Who is this? Who
and
is this lady, ma'am? I haven't heard her name
there's
before.
a new lady called Sabah Azad. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so they're busy, sort of kichikuing with each other. And, she, her ex boyfriend was Nasiruddin Shah's son, you know, that's for several years. So it's all pass me downs. It looks like pass me downs. Now, one thing you have to bear in mind, friends and Saffron, is that, see, this Urdu wood, as it is, they encourage only love jihad. Why is it that Ekta Kapoor's serials, those people and those in Big Boss and now what of Lockup or whatever it is, they encourage love jihad? It is only because they want the Hindu controlled. They see Hindus as weaklings who can be controlled. And if they're not controlled, we all have seen the elimination of many. So this is another case of that. You look at what is happening with Ranbir Kapoor, and Arya Bhatt. You look at this. You look at Siddharth. You look at Chenas Gill. Okay. You look at all those people on Big Boss and Lock Up and all that. So what's happening is that they need a Hindu, a Bakra or a Bakri, and you get someone to control them, and do whatever you want. For example, what did Virat Kohli do? During cricket, he made everybody bow down for some black clause that's happening in America. God alone knows whether anybody in India understood it. And even if they understood, they'll say "Kaun sa kala aadmi." That's the kind of thing they will say. That's the sort of thing. So he was also in control. Okay, and he's in control by Anushka. So these are all people who are, it's a fact that Virat behaves more like a mullah, than a Kohli. So that's fact. So this love jihad is another aspect that has been going on for a very long time, friends. Recently, in Pakistan, a very young and pretty girl who refused to marry the man who Pakistani man who loved her, was killed. Her eyes were gouged out, you know, and so it's as bad as the Kashmir Files. Only thing is, it's all hidden till some very brave Hindu Sanatana Dharma warriors brought it out, especially in Kerala. I have to say that there are a lot of warriors in Kerala who have tried to curtail love jihad, but it continues. Okay, and this, whatever this kichikuing is all about, is nothing more than that. It is this thing to control Hrithik Roshan, to control Ranveer Kapoor. Okay, and apparently last time, there's a lady called Astro. She was saying, you'll be surprised that Ranveer Kapoor has so much security wherever he goes. Why so much security? Is he the Prime Minister of India?
Ma'am, first of all, I don't consider Hrithik Roshan or these Ranveer Kapoors as Hindus. I think they just fall into the category of the deracinated blokes who are cut from their roots and have been brainwashed long before. If you are going to uh, act as a doormat for people, they are going to wipe their boots on you, right? So you can't blame them, right? So I think that, like, these people, to me, they are not even, they don't even belong, they don't even represent, forget about poor the poor people in our country, but they don't even represent the upper middle class section, right? It's a altogether a different section of a society where, like, they are living in their ivory towers, where they think that, like, anything related to India is shameful, whereas they want to they want to take like a 5-day vacation trip to New York to uh, shop on some high end store on Times Square. So that's their persona, that's their belief system. I think that, like, it's high time that, regardless of whatever it is, inspiration, entertainment, or any change of environment, whatever it is, but we Hindus should totally boycott Bollywood and seek nothing from there. Okay, this one film, Kashmir Files, came. One good thing about that film is that it is at least showing something that happened with Hindus. It happened with Kashmiri Pandits at the genocide. So that's one good thing that has been shown not only in India but worldwide. And it has had some impact. Okay, we can get into the details, as if where did the money come from, was it black money, and what is, like, Vivek Agnihotri also tweeted Akshay Kumar and, like, thanked him, like, so he started again, like, playing on both sides of the eye, right? So
It's
he
exactly
wants to run with hairs
exactly
and
the truth. I was waiting for you to say that.
exactly, right? So he's running with hunting with running with hares and hunting with hounds, so he's doing both the things. And I think that, like, that's again, like, this is why I say that this is the speciality of this channel, where we say the good and the bad about everything. And with people and the events where we have nothing good to say about, we won't say anything good. We are not going to sugarcoat things just because they will make you feel like, oh, there is justice coming, like, oh, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We are going to call things for what they are, and that's what we do on this channel, right? We have insightful discussions, and yes, if there are certain things that we don't agree with, we call it out, right? If I don't agree with anything that you believe in, I will say it, and if you don't believe in what I say, then you also call it out. So that is one good thing about this channel. Coming back to our topic of this these Hindus and how are they being targeted, it has not only been a recent thing, but it has been going on since a long time. even before, the Britishers had controlled India for so long. And I think in 1947, when we got independent, we did not get independent in true sense. We did not get independence then. I think in true sense, we have started getting independence in 2014 is what I feel, according to me. Yeah, people might think that's wrong, that they might disagree with me. But for me, it was when there was a Hindu leader who was representing a nation and is working towards the points that has been mentioned in their manifesto, right? I can't wait for uniform civil code to be applied all over the country. Why should one community be treated differently than the other community? Forget about majority minority. It's not about that anymore. We are all equals, right? Hindu, Muslim, Christian, uh, atheist, Jews, whosoever it is, right? That's what I feel.
Yeah. In fact, something more amusing I'd like to tell the viewers is that, see, the way these people behave, the Bollywooders, see, Farhan Akhtar says that, would you like to know, what I did, what I asked my girlfriend in my, first date? Who's bothered? You're a grandfather. You have big children who can produce many children for you. Who is bothered about what you did in your old age, you know, or what you did in your young age? You know, this guy never ceases to surprise us. First of all, he's full of hatred for India. He's full of hatred for Modi. He's full of hatred for anything that is connected with Sanatana Dharma. His whole family joined the bandwagon to curse everybody. And when Shabana Azmi had an accident and was lying on the road, it was an Indian army officer who picked her up and put her to the hospital. Otherwise, she wouldn't be even living today. And then our prime minister, goes and gives, tells her, please get well soon. Who will do that?
I think these people are all part of the cabal, and we cannot expect anything different from them. They have been trying to do these efforts. They have been doing these efforts since a long time, and to certain extent, they have succeeded. But now, with different mediums, with mainstream channels, and with also things like Kashmir Files, at least there will be a major section which will be it has evoked sentiments. Like even in my hometown, there were people, it feels there is this sense of Hindu renaissance,
Yeah,
this sentiment that has evoked, and it is the need of the hour, where you love your country and all the communities enough, but not enough to take mudslinging for your own dharma,
absolutely.
right?
So, on that note, shall we end this session, Saffron?
Absolutely, ma'am. I didn't realize it
Time
was
just
past 1 hour.
time
Yeah,
just flies.
absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and I think, it's we are going through a tough phase in this campaign. A lot of the things that, there is a lot of drama going on, but yes, we need to just focus on talking about the important things, and the ones with ulterior motives sooner or later are going to expose themselves.
absolutely. So, thank
All right,
you
ma'am.
so much, Saffron. Thank
Thank you to you, and thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. See
you.
you
Good.
next time.
See you next.
Yeah.